Is it just me, or has the new BMW 5 Series gone soft? This is the new G68 5 Series, the arch nemesis of the Mercedes E-Class. And over the years, whoever you would ask, the E-Class was always the more comfort-oriented car, while the 5 Series was always the more driver-oriented car. But I think with this new G68 5 Series, that narrative has now changed. While the E-Class still is a very comfortable car, the new 5 Series has shifted its focus from being a driver-oriented sedan which can do 200 plus kilometers an hour at any given time on the autobahn to something a bit more soft and supple. The 5 Series has always felt like a 3 Series but bigger, but now with this new model, it feels like the 5 Series is now closer to the 7 Series, especially in this long wheelbase trim. The suspension on this 5 Series is butter smooth. A lot of us at the TDH office feel that this new G68 5 Series is more comfortable than the E220D that we had gotten a couple of months ago. And that says a lot about this car, because the E220D is an ultra comfortable car to start with, and this 5 Series is more comfier than that. Talking about comfort, well, this generation of 5 Series feels less stiff than previous generations. The steering has, well, pretty much no feedback, but that makes sure that this car is very easy to maneuver in traffic, and well, the steering wheel is super light. You can literally maneuver it with 2 fingers if you wanted to. The comfort of this car is extended to the engine as well. This car is powered by the B48 engine, and the B48 engine is so versatile. You find it in cars like the M135i, Mini Cooper JCW, but in this car, it's pretty much dead silent. You can barely hear the engine making any sort of noise, and you can barely feel the gear shifts as well. This 5 Series is completely different than 5 Series of old. This car comes with your usual BMW driving modes. You have sport mode with DSC off, and you can do a lot of hooliganism if you wanted to. And while previous generations of 5 Series induced you to do some sort of tomfoolery, this new G68 doesn't want you to do that. It wants you to relax. It wants you to enjoy this amazing ambient lighting, the amazing Bowers & Wilkins sound system, the illuminated panoramic sunroof, and just the overall vibe of the car. This 5 Series is meant more for relaxation.
Modern cars are now being designed with sharper lines, tighter panel gaps, and finishes that really play with the light, making your paint work very important when it comes to the overall finish. But in India, where stone chips, scratches, swirl marks, and even bird droppings are a part of your daily drive, keeping that paint in fresh condition seems to be a little difficult. That's where something like PRISMAX PPF comes into play. It's a transparent protective layer that sits right on top of your paint, shielding it from UV damage, road debris, and small impacts, making sure that your car's finish is factory fresh every single day. And honestly, it doesn't matter what car you drive. If you care about how your car looks over time, protection like this is what makes the real difference. Back to the video.
The interior of this new 530 Li is genuinely beautiful. Up front, you get the new BMW iDrive 8 with those floating screens. The graphics are sharp and bright, standard BMW, nothing surprising here. What is new and looks absolutely sick is the ambient lighting. It adds a lot more character to the cabin, especially at night. You still get the BMW rotary controller to navigate the infotainment, which is a big plus point in a world where everything is going touch. However, the usual complaint still remains. The AC controls are still inside the touchscreen, which isn't the most practical thing while driving. On top of that, several physical buttons have been replaced with touch capacitive controls like the lock, unlock, and headlight switches. This means that you have to take your eyes off of the road just to confirm an input. And in our conditions, even a second of distraction isn't ideal. That said, the front seats are an absolute delight, comfortable, supportive, and very premium. So what do you think? Do you like the interior of the 530 Li, or would you prefer the cabin of the Mercedes-Benz E-Class? Comment down below and let us know. the backseat of this new 5 Series doesn't feel as comfortable as the one you find in the E-Class. The E-Class's backseat was more laid back and made for relaxation, whereas this new 5 Series, the backseat feels more upright and made to talk business rather than relax. And BMW has also missed out on a couple of key features. Stuff like you don't get any sort of privacy shades for these passenger door glasses, which is a big shame. Instead, you get these kind of magnetic things which don't really fit, and it's pretty much a hassle to use. You also don't get any rear privacy shade, which is again a pretty big miss, and you also don't get any sort of switches or toggles to control the panoramic sunroof. And this center armrest, well, pretty much has nothing, just a little bit of storage space and a wireless charger. I think BMW could have done a little bit better. Now, BMW's design has sparked a lot of controversy over the years, and I have to say this new G68 5 Series is actually one of the more normal looking BMWs if you ask me. I mean, look at the front. It's nothing obnoxious per se. Now, if you like it, you don't like it, that's totally subjective, but well, you have a pretty normal sized kidney grille, and this kidney grille is illuminated over here on the surround. You have a pretty normal looking bumper as well, and these headlights have really grown on me. They kind of resemble the E65 series in some ways, and I really like the front end look of this car. Very mean and muscular. The side profile is pretty stretched because this is the LI, so you get extra leg room in the back. But yeah, this thing looks more like a 7 Series from the side silhouette than a 5 Series in my opinion. And go to the rear, that's where I have most of the problems. I'm not a big fan of these small thin tail lights that BMW has been giving nowadays. I think it kind of takes away from the rear road presence of the car, and they've also given like this diffuser kind of design at the bottom of the bumper, which again I'm not a fan of. Maybe like exhaust tips or something would have looked nice like the old G30 had, but overall I have to say the G68 has really grown on me over the years, and I think it's a pretty handsome looking car. While the E-Class is very feminine with swoops and curves, the 5 Series is masculine with a lot of sharp cuts, corners and creases. Yep, from the front at least looks very mean. So has the 530 Li gone soft? Short answer, yes, it has. The G68 now feels more apt for chauffeur-driven duties and less about the driver's seat. Although BMW has still sprinkled their driving DNA, this car isn't the same as its predecessors. It's more supple, more comfortable and more 7 Series-y. Whereas the older 5 Series were close to the 3 Series in terms of driving. But what would you choose? The new G68 5 Series or the Mercedes-Benz E-Class? Let us know your pick in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel, follow us on Instagram, and I'll catch you in the next one.